Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, place of Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. I get, sometimes I get a little daily anxiety. I'm gonna do a daily. Sometimes I check Greed Bud Plus, not Greed Bud, not until July of 2018 anyway, but, yeah, it's a joke about Canadian legislation. Anyway, sometimes I check greedbud.com and I see, is the daily, is it high scoring your day? Is it a crap daily where it goes to mom's foot and it only has like 8,000 points at the maximum or whatever? This time, let's just let it ride, man. Let's take a nihilistic approach. We're Eden. It goes to, well, okay, it goes to the cathedral, which means we want it to go to delirium. We have no HP. Great speed, average rate of fire, probably slightly above average damage. All things considered, oh, we also start with a quarter, which is really nice if we can get an early key or otherwise glean access to the shop one way or the other. There's actually a lot to like about this. I think how you feel about this run is how you feel. Like, if you film your reaction to starting with a statistical profile like this, I can tell you what you value in Isaac, and ergo, what you value in life. That was not my finest moment there. Please be dead, thank you. If you look at this run, I'm not even taking it yet because I don't want to. You know, you might get a per throw or something along those lines. Let's go. And I'd rather re-roll a range upgrade. That's not really particularly useful for us. But you look at this run and you go, I don't like it. Then I say, oh, what's the matter? You see, I don't respect your opinion. I say, what's the matter, you big baby? Not enough HP for you, baby? Want an HP upgrade? I'm just needlessly dismissive, or probably like, it's the compound phrase I would use to describe myself when dealing with other people's opinions. It's a bad habit. Wow, we are probably not going to be able to enter the Gungeon or our shop, which is disappointing. With 2 more bombs, we can get into a second secret room, which is probably right here. And then, oh my lord. This is gonna be an ironic death, isn't it? I'm gonna die from not having any HP. How hilarious. What on earth? The new pill has appeared. For what? I'm so confused. Like, maybe I'm like a little, I got a little brain fog going on right now, I'll be honest with you, but at the same time, I'm like, how do we get that pill? What's the pill? Is it Vorf? I thought we've seen Vorf, but we might have only seen it in dailies, and maybe now it's permanently unlocked or something? I don't know. Oh, dude, okay, so Bloody Crown is an amazing trinket. It's not amazing yet, but it can pretty easily become incredible later. It's basically like 2 extra items. And now that I think about it, when I've described it as being 2 extra items, that doesn't sound that good. It's better than most trinkets, no question. But now I'm thinking about it, because it's not 2 extra items right away, it's 2 extra items if you carry it all the way down to the womb. It's kind of like, you know, I'll reserve judgment until we see if we end up using it and then what it gives us, but kind of reminds me of how I overrated Judas's shadow for so long. You go, it's basically like getting an HP upgrade, except, you know, you need to create exactly the perfect conditions in order to use it. There needs to be a 2-heart deal that now only costs 1 heart, and it doesn't work if you only have spirit hearts, and then if the deals suck, you're never going to want to take it anyway. It is tough as well, because Dim Bulb is actually, this is like Trinket City. Dim Bulb is actually a more than acceptable trinket. Really? You wouldn't. I'm very... Concerned's not the right word, because, you know, again, our stats are really nice, but I'm kind of befuddled. Is that it? It's a better word? There we go. Okay, let's, we got 21 cents because we didn't gamble that much, so let's quickly go to our shop. Obviously, the secret room's not going to be there. And this is beautiful. Right off the bat, we're going to get 2 luck upgrades. And it is actually really tempting to take either Blue Candle or Jar of Flies. Probably Blue Candle's a little bit more consistent. The Stars card is a really nice pickup that pivoted into something terrible. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to go fight the boss first. And the reason for that is actually quite simple. We might get, like, Empty Vessel. We might get something that gives us the ability to maybe take a free deal with the devil that also gives us the ability to fly. And if that happens, we're going to want to take one of the spacebar items in our shop. Thank you for not being Krampus. So it is empty vessel. Oh no. I missed it on the first path. Or first pass, I should say. So this is like, this is a conspiracy theory waiting to happen, but we got super lucky. Empty vessel gives you 2 black hearts. If you forgot about that, you're in a tough spot here. Probably looking at that and going, this run sucks. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna stick with Bloody Crown, and that's because it's got upside and it's fun. That's really what it comes down to. We're gonna take Blue Candle, which is gonna compromise our speed, but we can still fly as long as we pay attention to the fact that Empty Vessel only works as long as we have no red hearts, or half of a red heart at most. And I think we've kind of managed to work ourselves out of what appeared to be a pretty terrible situation. Yeah, I'm actually pretty pleased with the way this has gone. I do kind of want to buy a bomb, and then, you know, you could use the bomb to look for a second secret room, but I don't know. It seems like a waste of time. But baby, that's what it's all about. Not really. Usually it's about not taking damage so much. Please, more consumables. Alright, so I'm a little disappointed in the damage that I've taken, but apart from that, I'm actually, like, really, really happy about the fact that essentially we called our shot on this run, and we got it lucky. You know, we called Empty Vessel as like the perfect item to show up on a deal with the devil. It's not a Northernlion classic, because normally I'm like, oh, you know, all we need on the deal with the devil here is Brimstone or Mom's Knife, and that's not the case here. You know, we went for something specific and we got it, and it fulfilled a very unique need for us on this run to maintain the ability to fly while also giving us some HP. So I'm very thankful for that. I love my Empty Vessel. I'll never let it go. Y'all gonna make me lose my flight. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I think only I like that anecdote that much. Or that, not really an anecdote, but that parody. Anyway. Easy, and dude, thank you for the Spirit Heart. And thank you for the invincibility, which I hadn't even touched upon yet, but is indeed a nice aspect of having Empty Vessel as far as items go. So with 4 keys, we'll start with our item room, which is actually awesome in the form of Little Brimstone. And then in our shop, There's Options is pretty good. Like, if we could get There's Options before the boss fight, I'd be pleased. I kind of want, like, as long as we're asking for relatively modest stuff, dude, give me Bomb Bag. Like, I'm completely get equipped with Bomb Bagged right now. That's what I want in my life. Well, 1 bomb for 3 bombs. I'm no Warren Buffett, but it seems like a pretty good trade in my world. We should, it's so minor, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because it's the kind of thing that could make a difference on a run that's a little finicky so far. I am going to try to get 15 cents before we fight the boss. And as a result, we'll be able to get There's Options, and we'll be able to maybe tailor our pickups to something we'd be more interested in. And by tailor, I don't mean T-A-I-L-O-R, like a clothing person. What a strange way to phrase that. I mean T-I-M-T-A-Y-L-O-R, like dun 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 dun. Alright, my plan has fallen apart. I'm gonna go fight the boss. He's not so bad. Fighting this guy in a tiny room is a little annoying. We could always reroll the shop as well, but again, financially it doesn't really fit right now. This is a weird one, actually. It was, in the end, pretty bad. It made our rate of fire much worse. Let's go look for a second secret room. But I wouldn't say we're happy we did it anyway. I'm just thinking right now, like, how do we use AWAS effectively on a run like this? That was amazing. Okay, how do we use AWAS effectively? Because we want to do Delirium, which requires us to fight Hush. Probably should pause while I think about this. If we want to do Hush, do we need AWAS? The answer is no. So So I think we use AWAS and hope it gives us something. It didn't. And that's fine, because now we can move along here. So we'll skip this shop. We're still about a minute and a half ahead of schedule. I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling very good about this. Our stats are still, you know, up and down. But do keep in mind, I designed this round to explain in due time that all I know... Lovely, lovely. More or less paid out. So I'm thinking I'll probably... Dude, the trinkets are just out of control. We actually... Oh, that was so bad. Use blue candle. We're actually really lucky we took blue candle because, although I was kind of, coquettish about it at the time, and that's, yes, I do have a word of the day calendar, and that is it. Although I was rather coquettish about it at the time, it actually was terrible to get experimental treatment, which essentially halved our DPS from tiers right off the bat, but Little Brim and Blue Candle pick up a lot of that slack. This is what we want, actually, is, you know, I'm way late on the meme train here, especially when you consider the backlog, but, you know, guys only want one thing, and it's effing disgusting. And it would be, like, being trapped in a curse room but having an Emperor card so we can get out without taking damage. See, I'm hip, I'm with it. Taka, 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 taka. Should probably be using a little blue candle action. That should do it. And I think we risk it. Yeah, our luck stat is actually awesome. Let's take Gimpy. Be very happy to do so. Could have taken both if we'd been better about our HP, but, you know, I'm not even going to say coulda, shoulda, woulda. Because in this case, I think we're much happier with blue candle. It's kind of an interesting daily because you could actually choose to tackle it. Ooh, okay. You could actually choose to tackle it in a couple of different ways. Like, we're choosing a pretty normal way, which is like... Well, it's not that normal, I guess, but keep Empty Vessel working well in your favor. You know, take deals with the devil wherever appropriate that help your damage, and then we're going Bloody Crown to try to, like, leverage our advantages later in the run. But if you'd gone for, like, if you'd gone for the dim bulb, then you could afford to take a spacebar item that is, like, not as quickly recharging, and you'd get a more permanent statistical bonus. I guess it's literally a semi-permanent statistical bonus, but you get the idea. Like, there's a couple of different ways to... I don't like the expression there's more than one way to skin a cat. That's one we gotta retire. I think we as a society have done a good job of retiring phrases that no longer make sense with the societal norms. Sorry, I don't want to... I know it always becomes a discussion of like, but in the 1800s, things were like this. We gotta respect our ancestors. Well, I do, but skinning cats is not something we do in the Western world. I don't know if we do it in any part of the world. I'm only speaking from the parts of the, you know, world that I've, you know, been to stores and never seen skinned cats is the idea. You call them skinned cats even though they're quite obviously grilled. So Seraphim, you were lovely last time. Sorry to say it, but I gotta pass you on. Because we need something a little better. And the mind is a terrible thing to waste. Tears up, speed up. I did think about the backpack. I like backpacks. I wear a backpack on a regular basis. People made fun of me in Twitch chat for saying it. Because they said, you're almost 30 years old, why are you wearing a backpack? And I said, well, I'm almost 30 years old, why am I still going to school? That answers your questions right there. I want to appear collegiate. It's not, ooh, yeah, well, absolutely take it. And then let's see if we can get a chance to get something for the next, no? Okay. Rate of fire so much better. Damage only slightly worse. So while we're still about a minute ahead of schedule, I'm going to move along here. The thing is, Deep Pockets is immediately good, or immediately useful, at least. The backpack could be, it's feast or famine. It's an expression I don't use all that much anymore, but every Isaac episode, you know, if you're going to make fun of me for saying too much, or you're going to make fun of me for saying deal with the devil 100 times a second. The thing is, well, we have to teleport. Oh my god. Okay, let's start with Let's start with the Stars card. I used to say Feast or Famine all the time, but it's a really, you know, it's a good phrase because the shorthand for Feast or Famine would be like, there's a bimodal distribution at the high and the low end disproportionately. And nobody wants to hear that, you know. Or maybe some people do, and, you know, please send those people over. But Feast or Famine just means it could be good, it could be great, or it could be terrible. And I think that's really how I feel about the backpack. The two most likely situations are probably that it's almost worth nothing, or that it's incredible. Like, if we can get a good defensive item that pairs well with our existing offensive item, which is Blue Candle. Yeah, sign me up. Anyway, though. We are a little bit skittish. Just we want to make sure we're making a timely approach to boss rush, I guess is where I'm coming at this from. So I will probably, unfortunately, end up skipping a few rooms as we make our way down here. Dude, absolutely we'll take Adrenaline, which gets us much closer to Spun. Very, very useful. Even if we are still using, like, Little Brim for the majority of our damage, I'm happy with this. I'm also cognizant of the fact that we are leaving behind an Emperor card. I do love Emperor cards. They're some of my favorite cards, I gotta be honest. Just the tantalizing thrill of leaving a whole floor behind just to fight the boss, and, you know, if everything goes perfectly as amazingly as you could ever hope for, you get a little deal with the devil or angel out of it as well. It's an intoxicating concoction. But we just got 5 runes, so assuming one of them is a Yera, or, I mean, even an Algiz is amazing. A Perthro, a blank rune? I don't know what N is in this case. Onsus, Yera, Onsus. Probably go Yera. I will say, though, another thing that's kind of sticking in my head, and we'll see if maybe this is appropriate. This is really, like, only something you would do on a daily, probably. What if we Yera'd all of our runes and then took 2 Algiz into boss rush? Cause the Algiz is a little old rune that makes you invincible. Algiz, baby. See, that's the B-52s. Algiz, baby, Algiz. We probably want Yera, though, because it's like, Yera's the classic Zane enabler. And I couldn't have said that, like, sounding more bored. The classic Zane enabler. But no, I do like Yera. I love Yera. I have a deep appreciation for the things it brings to the table. As Andre 3000 said, I love who you are, I love who you ain't, you're so Anne Frank. Let's hit the attic and hide out for about 2 weeks. I still don't really know what he means, but we've been down that road before, so we don't necessarily need to go through it again. Well, we're lucky, actually. The layout of this floor is really conducive to getting to boss rush quickly, because all the secret rooms, all the special rooms, I should say, are more or less on the path that we'll take to get to boss rush. And I'm looking at our run right now, and I'm saying, you know what? Our points are about right. You know, this is, for a strong run, you want to be at about maybe 14,000, 15,000 by the time you hit boss rush. That allows you, when you factor in time and damage you're going to take on boss rush, you're probably going to be at like 18,000 when you leave it. Somewhere in that vicinity. That gives us every ability to rank well. We didn't rank that well yesterday, even though our performance, I thought, was decent. I think it was a daily where everybody found it relatively easy to find a line that was pretty strong. So, we're gonna try to atone for that mistake by putting down a one-of-a-kind performance. Now, it would be very helpful if I stopped walking into enemies. I think that would make it a little easier. Let's check it. It's another Joker, so I am just gonna use one, and I'm happy to do it. We only had about a 1/3 chance of getting a deal with the devil on this floor, but, you know, it might seem like a waste, but it allows us to keep our Yera rune. And it allows us to get the pentagram earlier. It also frees up some space to buy a spirit heart, which is fine. We don't need... There's options. We could consider it. And I know you're looking at it now and you're going, okay, you have PhD.
48 hours.
And you know what? You're actually right. You're right for a weird reason. We're going to take Mom's bottle of pills. We're going to use it to give us another 48-hour energy. Full health we don't care about. Full health we don't care about. But I was looking at it and I was like, for 7 cents, we're going to get X number of good pills, where X is like 4 or 5 here. Now, almost all of them ended up being full health, which is actually literally worthless and kind of hilarious, but so be it. We probably did not get a Tears upgrade for 7 cents. But what we did do is get closer to the Mom transformation, which is worth approximately nothing. And we got Resilience from a Tears downgrade. We've had 2 Tears upgrades that should take us past the cap, I think. So, I believe that the way that this is probably working is that we can now get 2 Tears downgrades without suffering. But it might be a little overly simplistic. Now that we've got our work cut out for us. Whoa, I'm an idiot. I took Mom's bottle of pills instead of taking Blue Candle. That's actually like a colossal failure. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's get down to business then. I've royally messed this up. There are ways we could get through it. Oh my lord. No, this is actually like a tremendous mistake. There is a way out. It's related to getting consumables, like a tarot card right here. Oh, amazing. The other thing that's kind of worth noting, hilariously enough, is that this actually isn't bad. Especially if we can find a teleporter, we're gonna be very slow leaving this room, which sucks, but, you know, in theory we could make it work for us one way or the other. What we need is good pills. Pheromones is okay. Oh my lord. I was like, there's no way we're gonna get hit. Look, there's like 6 shots on this big map. And oh, okay, brain, you're breaking here. You do have Gimpy, so like respect Gimpy. But respect Gimpy more by not forcing it to work for you. Alright, so that was a huge brain fart. You know the expression, keep it simple, stupid? The KISS principle? I thought the KISS principle was when you rock and roll all night and party every day, but what do I know? I was born in 1988, and KISS was popular like 15 years before that. Hello? There he is. All we need is a couple of good pills, like a, you know, give me 2 speed upgrades or something along those lines. I'll take 2 speed upgrades or 5 range upgrades. I'd be happy. Thank God for Little Brim. Thank God for our own damage being, like, not too bad. He's saying it again. And maybe, just maybe, we can find a way to get a teleport card out of here. And if we don't, maybe there'll be a silver lining. You know, something like, starring Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, Robert De Niro. Verp? That is, excellent, except for the fact that it's verping a pheromones pill right now. In a weird way, I feel like 2 pheromones pills is actually worse than 1. Because 1, you're like, okay, I got it, I burned it. We're on to the next phase. 2 is like, is this ever gonna end? Well, you know, you might think that I'm being a little nonchalant about the mistake here. It's not nonchalant, it's more nihilistic, really. And it sounds like I mean that in a depressing way, but I actually don't. You know? I've been around the block a few times in Isaac. I got like 3,500 hours in the rebirth.exes alone. I know mistakes are gonna happen. What defines you is not making mistakes. Of course, you should endeavor to make as few as possible, but you have to accept you're always gonna make some. It's the way you respond to those mistakes that defines you as a player, or dare I say, as a human being. If we're stretching the analogy even further, which oftentimes I like to do. So yeah, well, all we can do, we could beat ourselves up over it. I could give myself 100 lashes off camera or on camera on a different website that allowed that sort of thing. But no, you know, we're gonna accept that, hey, if we actually look at it, you know, always look on the bright side of life, what did we end up costing ourselves? Cost ourselves a lot of damage. What did we give ourselves? We gave ourselves a renewable source of good pills. Now, none of those pills are going to be as good as getting a lot of damage. And in the end, we might have screwed ourselves out of a realistic chance to make the Hush fight. But we'll see. You know, remember, this is what we got item rooms on the next floor. And it turns out, you know what's actually really funny about this run right now? Is that, if we had taken the backpack, none of this would have happened. Trust me, I'm happy to make a mistake like this if it appeals to a certain sense of irony. Is it ironic that you can't mention Alanis Morissette's song Ironic without the internet telling you that it's not actually ironic, it's just coincidental? Or is that just coincidental? Oh no, I've gone cross-eyed. I like to exist one level of irony deeper than the average person. So if the average person goes, hey, you know what's funny? The song Ironic doesn't actually have any examples of dramatic irony in it. I go, oh, wow, that's pretty ironic, isn't it? That's where I want to be. On the spectrum of normalcy, or abnormalcy in this case. Please. Well, I'm always happy to... Oh, I'm always happy to walk into an enemy for no reason. I'm always happy to drop a pheromones pill. Thank you. Please, you're done. Okay, wow, that's just not good at all for us or for the world. So we'll leave, and I gotta be real with you. It's quite the bummer, but we still have a reasonable chance to make the Hush fight. Here's how you do it, okay? I don't really want to Horf. I want to pop this. Oh, please. I'm gonna love Death's Touch. And again, it didn't give us a rate of fire decrease because we're like over the cap for rate of fire. We have like some tolerance. We did that to kind of speed ourselves up. As weird as it sounds, like it's a double tinted rock. As weird as it sounds, it's very nice that we can teleport to a room that's actually irrelevant and it's gonna make us go faster. No, I don't want the left hand, I want Bloody Crown. And I guess we could use left hand for the rest of this floor. Two small rocks? No, I know that's not how it works. Oh, that's what we have mapping because we have the mind, of course. Alright. Well, I'm still waiting on the kind of pill that, you know, is gonna make us excited here. Serpent's Kiss is so good. Dude, okay, Bloody Crown is paying dividends, thankfully. Might as well pick up the money. I know I just left some behind, but we might as well pick up the money because we're going to the shop as well. So, Serpent's Kiss is really nice. Serpent's Kiss combined with Gimpy's got a lot of positive value. I know we said we want money for the shop, but let's see what this guy's got for sale. If he gives us HP, which he didn't, I would be disappointed. Now, you might be saying there's your way out, NL. I'm trying not to let my my disappointment with not having Blue Candle distract me from the fact that getting unlimited good pills is probably still worth a lot. And the bean really is not. We don't want to be that close to enemies in the first place. And then, like, well, except when we're invincible. And then all of our other abilities, including, like, our rate of fire, plus our damage, plus Little Brim, etc., are amazing right now, so... We did get the mom transformation, and you know what? We can take advantage of Whore of Babylon. We've raised our game that much. Get a little speed, little damage. Sure. Yeah, this is very nice. Okay, no curse of the, you can't see where you're going, please. Alright. We do have to go back to our item room. Dude, Serpent's Kiss plus a great luck stat is gonna make this happen. It's actually like a really, really nice position. Now, I love you. Please don't bring up the fact that every time I've used a Joker card, It's corresponded with the floor that also gave me an against the odds deal with the devil in the first place. I'm in a very fragile mental state after leaving behind Blue Candle, and I wouldn't want you to send me over the edge. The D1 is very interesting. Curved Horn is better. Well, I mean, these are two unrelated things, but the D1's very interesting. I'm gonna stick with the pills for now. I don't know why, now that I think about it. Like, all of our pills seem to be like full health and pheromones. Like, our rotation is not very good. But the D1, I guess we could use the D1 to create more demon hearts, which actually is very tempting. But what I was gonna say is I'm very happy to have the Curved Horn and to get rid of Cracked Crown, or Bloody Crown, I should say. Bloody Crown's been amazing. It's just done. Like, this is where it ends. It's already given us quite a lot of value for holding it. Dude, so nice. I can see forever. We know we're never gonna need a full health pill in all likelihood. So you know what? I am gonna go back. I think if we play our cards right, we can... If we play our cards right, we can use the D1 as if it were like almost a Book of Revelation style item. If there's only a black card on the ground, we know what to do with it. Full health. Balls of Steel, what? This exists? Okay, I'm confused and I understand what happened, but I don't want to. I'm just concerned. Take me out of here. All right. Again, I don't know, like, points wise, I don't necessarily think we're gonna be setting any land speed records here, but we've got a nice, respectable run that you know, Mom and Dad can be proud of. We did boss rush under inauspicious circumstances. I don't know if that's how you use that word. I haven't gotten to that day on the calendar yet, to be honest with you. I'm being rather coquettish about it. We do want to fight Delirium, but we want to just sneak right by you there. Wonderful. Okay. We don't care about a map. We might care about a battery, but I don't think we do. Out of these, we'd probably prefer the bombs. And out of these, I think we'd prefer Aquarius, even though Dark Judas is actually better. I don't know where I'm going to use this Yera, now that I look at it, but like, probably to double the golden chests here might have been seen as the best option, but I don't know, man. Yeah, so Dark Judas, it's one of those things where it's like, it's a much better item, but we might as well get some value out of Aquarius, whereas with Dark Judas, if we ever hit the point in which we're getting respawned as Dark Judas, we've already screwed up the daily so much that we're gonna be like, just alt F for me. It's Nick Nolte. I don't know the name they gave it, I just know the sound it makes when it takes a man's life. Well, we might as well sneak some Dawning of the Tears of Aquarius in there. Wait, let me do it again. This is the dawning of the Rage of Aquarius. Soul's doing great work for us here as well. If you get, and hear me out here, because it's ridiculous, if you get the Mind, Body, and Soul, you should get Godhead. Does that transformation exist? If not, it should. Mod that into the game starting yesterday. Now you might be saying, well, if you get the Mind, the Body, and the Soul, you don't need Godhead. And I say, I was gonna say I disagree. I disagree with you on that one. Also, I've chosen to start speaking as if I'm in the Scooby-Doo cartoon at all times. Zoinks, chat. This is quite a good run. I don't know what else they say. Dude, I wasted so much of my life, and this, it tells you everything you need to know about my worldview. That I'm about to tell you how much of my life I wasted before I was the age of 12. When the vast majority of people are not really worried about what they're doing with their time, and neither was I, but, you know, I think about it sometimes. And here's the thing, and I see this, like, the most common place I see this is on, like, gaming-related subreddits. they say things like, you know, when I was younger, I didn't have very much money, but I had a lot of free time, so I didn't buy many games. But the ones that I bought, I played forever, even if they were garbage. The soul is kind of hurting us here, by the way. And then they say, well, then I got a job when I got older, and now I got much less time, but much more money, so I buy more games, but then I can't spend as much time as I want to spend with them. And I'm like, yeah, I feel you. That's like a common... It's essentially the trade-off you make in adult life. You give up, most people at least, they give up more of their time to get more money, which is more security. And then, you know, I think a lot of people struggle with that, and they go like, oh, well, if everybody wants to, you know, everybody thinks that that's a bad decision that they regret, why does everybody do it? Well, it's not like that. It's because everybody likes it, so you do your time as an adult to have paid for, you know, the development that you had as a child. It's not really like, you don't choose. You know, it's the way society works. And, well, I mean, if you can convince a child to work a full-time job, then by all means. Anyway, I'm being overly reductive here. And dismissive, I guess, to the idea of, like, living in a hippie commune or something like that. Something I have no experience with. You're dusted. Okay. But it's true, and, you know, as I've gotten older, that's been the case for me as well. Remember, we're going to delirium here. You know, I lament the fact that I've lost a lot of my free time, and it's come with the security of having productive work that, you know, could fall apart at any minute if I stop being funny or relatable or miss one too many tinted rocks for the vast majority of the populace. But anyway, I digress. So the less free time I have, the more I think back to how much I wasted when I was younger, doing stuff that is like I wasn't even enjoying. Like, how much time, this is not true for me exclusively, I'm sure this is true for like the majority of people. How much time as a child did you spend just being bored? I don't miss being bored, but I miss the concept of boredom. In a way, it's great because it means like when I have free time now, I'm like, let's do something awesome. But like, dude, it feels weird, doesn't it? To like, we know our pills are good, but we're at the statistical cap for so many things that the tears can give us, or pills can give us. What do we care? Like, when you're like 12 years old, it's summer vacation. You're like, oh, I have 2 months off from school. What should I do? I don't know. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Today I'm just gonna watch cartoons. That's amazing! Enjoy that time. I mean it sincerely, because like, that falls apart pretty quick. I very rarely do I, you know, I resist the notion that I'm old. But, you know, I'm getting up there in age. People my age, we don't have these conversations. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, nothing, I'm bored. It's always like, oh, buddy, let me count the things I'm doing for you right now. Anyway, but I guess, like, it changes as you get even older than that, right? Like, right now I'm lamenting the fact that everybody in my age group is like, oh, I'm so busy. But I'm sure when you retire, maybe you get back into boredom a little bit and they're like, man, I wish I was busy. I think it's like a fundamental, I don't want to make it too cynical, but I think, like, the human brain is so amazingly well designed. And I should preface this by saying that, first off, I don't think it was designed. But secondly, I know nothing about neurology, but I think that it's like such an amazing tool for survival that it makes it so hard to be content. And it sounds negative, but I mean it in like in a positive way. To be honest with you, when you're bored, you go, I wish I had something to do. When you got something to do, you go, oh, I wish I had more free time. When you got more free time, you're like, oh, I wish I had something that filled my time. You know, it's like, the brain is like a machine that takes your current state and goes, you know, maybe we should add some variety in here to improve your survivability or something like that. It's a fascinating thing to think about when you have no expertise in the subject, because really you can just let your imagination run wild. You know, because I think about that sometimes. I'm like, man, I love what I do. Genuinely, how could you not? You know, as long as you keep perspective about it and, you know, keep the demons at bay. It's an amazing job. The duty itself is a joy to participate in. But sometimes I think, like, man, being retired is going to be sick. I could just, like, do nothing today. And then I think, that's not... I could do nothing today. I got no real, like, boss bearing down on me. I I could just say, no, I'm not going to do anything today. But I know myself. After like 20 minutes, I'd be like, I'll just record a couple Isaacs. Maybe it's my human brain. Maybe it's not the human brain. Maybe it's me and people like me. I'm not going to toot my own horn as being driven. It's more of like a, I don't know, man. It's like a neurological glitch. You know, somebody wrote the program wrong. Hey. Stay out of here.
DAE buffer overflow.
I'm being honest with you, I didn't even internalize the fact that we're fighting Delirium, the end boss of this run. We're crushing them, more or less. I don't know, we may do the rest of this floor. The thing is, you benefit from doing the floor if you think you're gonna not get hit more than like 3 or 4 times. More like 3 or 4 times. If you can do that, then it's a good idea. Oh, we totally gave up on our damage trinket here. You know the expression, take care of the pennies and the pounds take care of themselves? I know you're gonna say, you've talked about it 20 times, please don't go down on this anecdote, but no, I'm gonna make a different anecdote about it. I'm taking care of the pounds, but I'm not taking care of the pennies. I'm hidden enemies, but when it comes to the macro decisions of, or maybe they're micro decisions, I don't know, of, you know, having the right trinket and, you know, paying more attention to where we fit within the scope of the run and stuff like that, not necessarily all there right now. But the run is good. I think we've done an admirable job here. And we'll probably end up being, my guess is we'll probably end up being in the top 250. You know, as kind of a counterpoint to the brain never being, like, content with where it's at. And again, that might sound cynical, but I kind of think it's more like, it's indicative of the fact that human beings are, like, amazing. It's the thing that makes us amazing is the thing that also makes it hard for so many people to be happy. Is that, like, it's always striving for something more, you know? You eat a 2,000 calorie a day diet, your brain's like, maybe like 2,500 would be nice. But anyway. Corey was talking about it, twitch.tv/flackblag, and he's like, I don't like doing dailies anymore because, like, I feel the pressure to be up there. I disagree. I love doing dailies right now, at least, because it's like the number one thing I'm most content with is I know I can turn it on. I'm never gonna really be in contention for like the top 30 spots, and if I am, then it's just awesome. Like, that's a huge accomplishment for me. It'll keep me buzzing for a couple hours. But I know, like, as long as I play reasonably well, we're probably gonna be up there somewhere. I think I'm just gonna finish this run because I'm not killing enemies fast enough to feel like we should do this whole floor. I think we should just bounce from a point standpoint. So I'm like, I know I can turn on a daily and be in contention for like a respectable position. That feels nice. Sure, we'll grab this. I mean, we lost 200 points just by getting hit, so we're getting like 50 points a room. Let's get out of here. Dude, 237. Again, it's respectable. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.